Hi guys, I hope you had an amazing first day of school and that everything is going good for you so far. It's Miss Thomas again, coming at you live from Plano, Texas, still in the hospital, but that's okay. My plan is to be back by Thursday, so hopefully I'll get to see you then. I'm excited about it. So today what we're going to start on is something that's really, really easy. It's called probability, okay? So you've probably heard people say, oh, well, what are the chances of that happening, right? Like if I run down the hallway and hit people in the back of the head and say, I like your cut, G, what are the chances that I am going to get thrown into ISS? Well, those chances are pretty high, right? So a fancy math word for chances is probability. So you need to know that word because we're going to talk a lot about it, but this is one of the easier things we do in 7th grade math. So you're going to like it, I promise. I love probability. All right, so probability means the chances of something happening. Okay, so let's start by talking about expo markers. I had to find stuff that I could borrow from the nurses at the hospital. So I have markers. Yay. I don't know where the camera is. I think it's right there. Where is it? I don't know. Anyway. All right. Markers. Okay. These are all expo markers or dry erase markers, right? So if I were to ask you, what's the probability that if I had all of these in a bag and I just pulled one out, what's the probability that I am going to get a dry erase marker? Well, they're all dry erase markers, right? So that means the chances of me getting a dry erase marker are 100%, right? 100% I'm going to get a dry erase marker no matter what, okay? And if you remember from 6th grade math, which you should, 100% also means one whole. So 100% is one whole. You should remember that, and if you don't, boy, you're gonna have to know it. Okay, so now, with these same markers, and they're back in the bag again, what's the probability that I'm going to pull out a chicken from that bag? Okay, well, all that's in the bag are markers, so the probability of me pulling out a chicken from the bag is 0, right? 0%. There's no way I can pull a chicken. It's impossible. 0% chance. 0. So when we're talking about probability, that means that we have something that exists between, absolutely impossible, right, and 100%. So between 0 and 1, that's where all of our probabilities are, okay? So again, with the chicken, 0% of getting the chicken, 0% chance it's not happening. 100% chance of getting a dry erase marker though, right? So everything is going to be in between 0 and 1. What's in between 0 and 1? Think about 6th grade math. What's in between 0 and 1? Decimals and also proper fractions, right? Proper fractions are what we use to talk about probability in math, okay? So we're gonna make this pretty easy on you. So let's go back to my bag of markers again. Now let's look at the markers we have, okay? Now you may not feel confident with fractions. I have got you, okay? I was in your shoes one time. I didn't get fractions either. Guess what? I get them real good now. So I've got you. If you don't get it, don't stress. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll be okay, all right? But in the meantime, Miss Seipert is gonna come teach you some of this stuff too, and Miss Tolliver and Miss Eford, and everybody's got you. It's gonna be good. All right, so here's my markers, right? Okay, so I have 2 black ones, a red one, and a blue one, right? So out of my bag of markers, what's the probability that I will choose this blue one? Well, how many are there? There's 4, right? Out of 4 chances. Out of 4 sounds familiar, doesn't it? Think about a quiz, right? If you get 1 right out of 4, boy, you're failing my math class, but that's not going to happen. So my chances of pulling out this blue marker is 1 chance out of 4 chances. And when we're talking about the chances here, we're talking about the markers, right? I'm going to have to flip this, I bet. I think it's backwards. Anywho, all right, love technology. So my chances of pulling this blue marker is 1 out of 4. There are 4 markers. The one I want is blue. Okay, well, what if I want to do black markers? Okay, well, let's look. All right. Okay, I've got blue, red, black, black, right? Okay, so what are my chances of getting a black marker? 2 of them, okay? This is where probability likes to trip people up because 2 of my markers are black out of 4 markers. 2 markers out of 4 markers. Oh my God, it's totally backwards. I'll flip it, don't worry. Okay, 2 out of my 4 markers are black. So 2 black out of 4 total markers. Okay, well, 2 4s. Uh-oh, ding, ding, ding. This is the way they like to test it. They like to give you a fraction that has to be, it doesn't have to be simplified, but that's how we talk about fractions. We're going to talk about the fraction in its lowest terms. If you remember 6th grade math, 2 fourths simplifies to 1/2. So I have a 1/2 chance, a 50% chance of getting a black marker randomly. Okay. All right. Last thing we're going to talk about, and don't worry. Okay. I have a bad habit of talking real fast and I'm trying not to. Oh no. Look, this is not going to erase this very well, but we're going to go with it. Okay. So now let's talk about, oh, that's the other thing I forgot. Okay. So let's talk about probability notation. I'm almost done with this, so don't lose. Stay with me. Stay with me. Chat, stay with me. Okay. We're going to talk about probability notation. What does that mean? That's fancy math speak for how do we write this in math. Okay, so probability of getting a black marker. So it's a P, and then in parentheses is the favorable outcome. It's what we want. Okay, favorable means we like it. Outcome means the thing that happens. So it's the outcome, the thing that we want to have happen. So what's my probability? Probability, P for probability. Woo! P for probability. What is my probability of getting a black marker out of my bag? Okay, well, 2 out of 4, which is 1/2 or 50%. If you don't know that, we'll chat, okay? All right, so that's 1/2. But what if we want to talk about everything that's not black? Okay. So let's say we wanted to do the probability of not black. Okay, that sounds like a weird way to say it, right? But there's a reason we say it this way. Okay, so let's say what's our whole? What's our whole of all of our markers? 4 out of 4, right? So anytime we have a fraction where we have something over itself, that's 1, isn't it? 4 parts out of 4 is 1 whole, yeah? Okay, so we're doing P not black. Okay, we want the probability of the markers that are not black. Here's our total possible chances. This is our 100%. Okay, 100% chance, right? But we don't have a 100% chance of getting a black marker because not all of the markers are black. So what are we going to do? We're going to write it like this. So 1 whole minus the not black ones. Or I'm sorry, minus the black ones, because we have not black and black, right? So that's 1 whole minus the black ones. Well, how many black ones are there? 2 out of 4. And then, oops, I don't know why I put a parenthesis there. Then you just do the math, okay? Let's talk about one other example. That's kind of tricky. I get it. I know it's tricky. Miss Seifert is going to talk about this again in a minute, okay? Or unless Miss Tolliver feels comfortable doing it, which she probably does because Miss Tolliver is awesome sauce. Miss Seifert gets it too. She's sat in my class for like a year. Well, actually several years now. Okay, so now let's talk about these are Skittles, okay? I like Skittles. So let's say I have a red Skittle and a green Skittle and a green Skittle and a yellow Skittle. Okay, these are all my Skittles. Red, green, green, yellow. Okay, what's my probability of getting a yellow Skittle? Probability of my yellow Skittle, what is that? Well, there's 4 total and there's 1 yellow, so it's going to be 1 out of 4, right? Okay, so what if we do probability of not yellow? Now you may see where this is going already. Ooh, we have the not, okay, so not yellow. What would that be? 1 whole, that's our 100% chance, but it's not 100% that we're gonna get a yellow because there's 4 here, right? They're not all yellow. So we're gonna do 1 minus yellow. How many was yellow? 1 out of 4. Ta-da! And then what would that be? Well, we're gonna take this 1 and we're gonna match up the denominators and make this into a 4 out of 4. Oh, now this is just subtraction of fractions with like denominators. This is easy. You keep the denominator the same, and then you just subtract. So what is probability of not yellow? 3 out of 4. You may have already been able to figure that out because you know that 3 of these are not yellow. Brain, boom. All right. That's probability in a nutshell in 11 minutes flat. Do not worry. We're going to get this. You're going to be okay. All right. But for right now, you're going to do a little activity and it's going to be awesome sauce. And I will probably have another video for you tomorrow and hopefully, well, I'm not going to look any better. It's just not going to get any better until I see y'all. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, chat. W's in the chat. Bye.